The waves were awesome. Like, everyone was riding super well. I'm super happy to make it as far as I could. Yahir definitely deserved to win that last heat. He had some insane rides, but I'm stoked to take second. Yeah. This is definitely the most important event to me. I've always wanted to win this, like even just in the amateur division. It was high tide almost the whole event, so barely any water in front of the wave, so I'd just take an angle and kind of juice it for everything it had. I feel like I see a lot of skimmers they have the talent and then they just kind of pick up something else because it's easier for them. I just say like whatever to like Paul, Colton, Joel, all those young guys, like just keep skimming and we'll be sick. Skimming with like Dane and Zach is super, like I've improved a bunch just because I'm trying to do what they do, but better. Shout out Exile Skimboards, SLUG, I don't know, my parents. Yeah.
Looking for getting in the backwash. I think he's got it.
Everyone, this is Trey Lee with another interview, and ladies and gentlemen, today we have a very special guest. We have Chad Wadsworth. And Chad, man, how's it going? So in the 2023 Oktoberfest tournament of skimboarding, you made it all the way to the finals against Yahir, came second place. What an accomplishment, especially in your hometown. How does that make you feel, man?
I'm stoked. Coming out of this contest, I knew I wanted to make it to the finals or at least win. The waves were awesome. Like, everyone was riding super well. I'm super happy to make it as far as I could. Yahir definitely deserved to win that last heat. He had some insane rides, but I'm stoked to take second. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So tell us, like, just in your journey, like growing up here, was this always sort of in your bag of goals or dreams of things to do and compete in this event and doing well?
Yeah, no, this is definitely the most important event to me. I've always wanted to win this, like even just in the amateur division. I was stoked to win semi-pro a couple years ago, but just seeing Jeremiah Sheldon from here winning a couple years ago, just only doing one event, and he just came in, took first. I'm just trying to copy that, but winning this event, definitely one of my main goals, but just making the finals is almost even enough. So
sick. Yeah. And so tell us a little bit more about actually making the most of the waves and what the ocean was giving, all the riders today, because and even yesterday the interval was like every 10-12 minutes or so, and you really had to be on when it's on, and when it's not, you maybe have to be a little creative or more patient with the lines that you were taking. So how did you approach these types of conditions and make the most of it?
Well, yeah, what you're saying, it was super inconsistent pretty much the whole contest. So you really had to be patient in almost every heat. I had maybe a total of 5 or 6 waves, like throughout all my heats. So I'd really set up just far side of the contest zone and just take it across, just because it was high tide almost the whole event, so barely any water in front of the wave. So I'd just take an angle and kind of juice it for everything it had. I don't know, just maybe throwing a trick every now and then, but you really didn't have to do much to take advantage, to make it through the heat. You just needed like the best wave, really.
Right. And just speaking of preparation and mindset, when you're going up against someone like Yahir and that level of competition and him being an advanced rider, do you have any other method of preparation that's a little bit different than your conventional, or do you kind of just stay true to your best performance and what you can do with the waves?
I feel like I maybe warm up a little longer than most people, just because I'm still like younger than most people. So I'll kind of just hop in the water 30 minutes before and just do speed runs, warm up, kind of basic, just get all the food and water I need. But yeah.
Cool. Mm-hmm. And so tell us, like, how long have you been skimming in general?
I started when I was like 5 or 6. My dad got me down on the board at M Street. And I couldn't really do much until I was like maybe 11 or 12. I started catching waves, and that's kind of when I started progressing. So, yeah.
I see. Okay. And since then, like, is this basically your home spot, like the spot that you go to the most, your favorite spot and that you've ever ridden?
Yeah, definitely. Like this stretch of beach from Balboa to Wedge, it's kind of the same. The sand will change, so just whatever peak is best, I'll kind of just search up and down. But mainly more closer to Wedge, like P Street, M Street, around there. It's kind of the spot.
Cool. So, and I just want to ask, what advice do you give, the next generation of skimmers that are, now looking up to people like you and developing their own unique style of growing in the sport? Do you have any advice for them?
I would say, I mean, just keep skimming, keep competing, go to as much contests as you can. I feel like I see a lot of skimmers they have the talent and then they just kind of pick up something else because it's easier for them. But I mean, yeah, I just say like, whatever, like Paul, Colton, Joel, all those young guys, like just keep skimming and
Cool.
Be sick, like yeah.
And one thing I really want to try to spread awareness of is just like this community in general, and something that I felt immediately when skimming, getting work on a couple of events myself, but also just knowing like how everyone is like so open in that. And I'm wondering, what your experience has been with skimming with more, advanced riders, like even with SLUG, you got the shirt on today. So what kind of, feedback loop do you find yourself in when it comes to, how your riding or how their riding affect each other? Like, how is it just skimming in a group with guys like that, and how does that affect you?
I feel like it's great skimming with people that are better than you at, whether they're better than you or better than you at certain things. Like when you go to the East Coast, you see like different kinds of skimming, but mainly skimming with like Dane and Zach is super. Like I've improved a bunch just because I'm, trying to do what they do but better, and it's like I feel like they're always maybe a little bit ahead of me, so it's kind of nice just being able to chase them and just improve while they're improving.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Congrats again. And do you have any shout outs to anyone or anyone you'd like to thank?
Shout out XL Skimboards, SLUG, I don't know, my parents. Yeah. Oh, sweet.
Cool. All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you.